I don't owe anyone apology here, because I've said it several times. When you hear me talk about poverty, I'm not referring to one who does not have money. I'm referring to one who does not have the mind, who is not matured. So I'm using the word poor now. So you can be in God, but you are too poor. You are too poor that you don't appreciate show off. And after those gossip, you present your little gift as it becomes an imperfect thanksgiving, because your thanksgiving begins from the heart. Sit down, please. Many of us are not, our hearts are heavy. We are not free. We are not free. Our hearts were to be open, some hearts are dirty. If we are to be examined now, so many of us, our gifts and our offering don't deserve to touch the altar. When I teach my sons and daughters who are ministers, who are pastors, that money and money of those who have killed their brothers on the altar. Among that money and money of those who have killed their parents on the altar. Among that money and money of those who have done several kinds of evil, and the money is on the altar. But because it is the corporate altar of God where everybody is welcome, so when they drop it, you cannot say take your own. That doesn't mean it's a blessing. Are you hearing me? That doesn't mean what? It's a blessing. No. It's a curse in disguise. And that is why any church that is not careful what they do with offering that comes to the church, that church is not far away from destruction. Any church that is not careful what they do with offerings. Or any pastor who feels offering on the altar should be used to dress themselves and pay school fees of children. You know, sometimes some pastors don't even know what led to some character that our children display. Because some of these children, you are using the money, those cost money, I call it cost money, that is on the altar, to pay school fees, feed some of those children, and the thing falls back on those children. Watch out. Many of the pastors, and I pray that God helps me in my own case, I'm not mocking anybody. Many of the pastors, they hardly raise children who takes their parts. Go and make investigations. These are one of the attributes to it. So when you see some people, church offering, see, since he began to do pastor, he done the fresh, he done the look at it. I'm even talking about the spiritual implications now. I'm not saying you are cursed. I'm not saying you that is sitting here is cursed. But as you know yourself, do you know your next neighbor? Come on now. As you know yourself, do you know your next neighbor? If this your neighbor is a killer, do you know? So if he drops money on the altar, is he a blessed money? It's a cursed money. Sit down, please. So Cain provided a seed. Listen, no. So you don't think I'm changing the topic. The way you gave your offering as a Christian, but in the heart evil. Same way Cain gave his offering. The difference between the offering of today and then, it was just an offering between Cain and his brother. There are people that up to date, God is saying to their offering, I am not interested in this hand that dropped this money. Are you hearing me? There are people up to date, when they cast their offering, they cast their thanksgiving, gods from heaven still say, this one I don't honor. Why would God say this to your offering? Ask yourself a question. Why would God say this to your offering? The heart. The heart. The heart. Sir, When you pray, if you have plenty to give as an offering, good and fine. But what is the heart attached to that your plenty? Cain gave offerings, Abel gave offerings, but look at the difference. Cain said, "Is it no offering? Let me give. Let him chop, and greedy God, let him just chop." And you know, when you have such things in your mind, you can imagine how you will be bringing the offering. You in between two yam that is big, you now look for the one where get wound. Shebi you want chop, after all, you know, follow me farm. Before you go chop, make it walk, make you use knife, cut the side where don't spoil. Make I save the one way good for myself. Hey, see, in Genesis 3, talking about the fruits that is forbidden. A lot of things are forbidden fruit that God has given to Christians as a law. And one of those things are even your tithing. Take all the 90%, give me one. Some persons have ate their 90%, they have ate their 10%. It's not just all about Eve. It's about you. It's about me. It's not all about you. It's about your neighbor. If your heart is telling you, "No, I'm free from this," then is your heart telling you that your neighbor equally is free from it? No. Listen. Before you present any offering to God, first of all, sanctify your heart. Make sure that your heart is pure. If nobody tells you this, I'm telling you now. Because God have raised us as one of those men who are not interested or who are not living by what you provide on the altar. And the same way I'm preaching today, I've been preaching it. Even before now, 13 years ago, if there are people that know me from early time of my life, they know that my preaching never changed from this. I didn't start it today. Change from your evil ways. Sin encroaches thy door. This is what God said to Cain, even before Cain killed Abel. Said, "If you have done well, would I dishonor your sacrifice? I dishonored it because you have not done well." Did Cain say, "I'm not providing a sacrifice"? No, Cain provided, but his heart was the problem. His heart was the problem. His heart was the problem. Some of you, your problem is not that you did not give. Your problem is the heart, what you had in mind when giving. You want to be competitive with thanking God. What God did, if you had more than, you would have been part of those people that is, if you had more than, you would have been part of those people that is doing politics in the name of Thanksgiving. Yes. Listen. A young man came to me, reporting his elder brother to me. He said he has used our destiny in the family. He used everybody's destiny. If he gives you money, the money does not produce. He does that, he has done this, he has done that. And I said, "Give me the name." He sent me a name. When I tried praying, I saw a young man who is working hard, killing himself to make sure that he establishes everybody in the family so that the burden will be less. And look at the people he's killing himself for. He's saying he used our destiny. And I said to young man, "Come and see me," because it was on WhatsApp. I said, "I've prayed about the name, come." I wanted to know who is saying that thing. Because on WhatsApp, I don't really know who they chat me. I wanted to see the foolish man. I don't know which of the card is Japanese. I don't know which of the card is Japanese. Maybe now this Toyota car. He said, "I sell Japanese parts." Where Mbuko Bosi? I said, okay. This is your brother. Where is he? Say he's in America. I said, oh, what does he do? He said he's a doctor. Now I now know where the problem is coming from. You want to use Nigerian money to compare doctors and nurses in abroad? US, London, Canada. You want to compare them? Do you know that those people, once they know what they are doing, they are richer than some of your governors? Only that their profession will not give them the space to start doing social media that you are doing. And such a person now, you may not know how many hospitals he's working with there. You may not know if they tell him go and rest. He used the resting period to still work another place. He struggle all these things, get his money in hard currency, where one paper will turn plenty paper here. He will send it. And when you don't manage your own well, he becomes a ritualist who is using your destiny. Now, what would a medical doctor, not in Nigeria, abroad, do with a mechanic like me? Sit down. You now see that such a person, for him to involve me now, that means one, he's a Christian. Abi? Please, I want you to follow me so you understand the reason why I brought up this story. For him to call on me, he's what? So he believes in God. And he called a man of God. One, he's a Christian. So you can imagine if he's a member here today. He's in church looking at me now. And he's carrying Thanksgiving things. Oh, I want to say thank you. You see him dancing. But in his heart, his brother who is dying abroad, to make sure he helps them, he's praying that he should go. Because that's the heart now. Because if he had the opportunity to meet with me and God using me to tell him truths, you don't know who or other place that the other siblings have gone to. Did they tell them this truth? On direct cars and not electrician anymore. On direct cars and not electrician anymore. You are a pastor. You don't expect to produce the same result with someone who is called into the ministry as an apostle, or maybe a prophet. These are the areas we miss it most times. These are places we miss it most times. And when devil begins to enter us to push us like this, you will now use all your life to compete with someone who has gone far. Sit down. I have seen people like that. They use all their life, all the money they saved in 2025, they will soon use it to compete with people that came back from Brazil. He used 2025 to save 5 million. He is entering club to show himself before a brother who came from abroad, who has over 100 million after investments. It will soon happen. Between now and Tuesday now, we'll see them. By January end, the results go to show. Hallelujah. Several years ago, when I was deep into car dealing, by this time we save money. We save enough money. Those days we had our connections in Lagos, where boys that return back, that use their last card to flex, we wait for them January ending. A car they bought millions of naira, you buy with 2 million. Because they need to go back. Some of them return back with just, some of them didn't have paper of their country. Their normal 3 months they left with, that's what they return with. And by that time they are banned already. So going back, they will need a fresh visa, which will be very difficult to get. So even by the time they sell these cars, the money is not enough to get visa. Or maybe there's a delay in visa, they will spend the money in Lagos. And now they can't return to the village. Same village they do show off. They can't return there. How turn to Lagos? You may not understand this. So you try to, these things I carry to the thanksgiving of the church. There are people that God gave them cow. That is why they are bringing cow. Why do you want to go and borrow money to bring cow? Who pays your house rent next year? Those ones, they know what God has done for them. That's why they are doing what they are doing. You, what have God done for you? God has done everything for us, right? But what I'm saying is that don't measure another man's blessing. People like that. God gave them heaven and earth. They now went to market and buy pussycats in the name of cow. Some years ago, one of my sons, every second most January is mostly the day I open my gate wide open in the community. People come in, I don't close my gate. Some of the sons here have witnessed it. Now, in such days, some of the sons within my community that God used me to help, they come to say thank you. Now, one of the days, one came with a cow, and I was inside the compound. And I didn't even know he came. I didn't even know he came with cow. In fact, after I didn't know that day. By the time he came in, he came empty-handed. And he was prayed for. The little he came with was received. Now it was later I was now hearing story that he came with cow. I said, but why? One of my sons said, may no carry that cow. If they say he carry the cow across this gate. Say the thank God, say they see our outside. They tell us, say, if they close eye, open up. Now I was like, why will you do that? Say, Daddy, allow us sometimes to be your eye. How can somebody that you helped, that built over 3 decades, 2 in this same Enugu, did he buy such cow and kid in his own compound, forgetting that through you, he would have not gotten all this? That's an insult. He just want to let it be that since others are coming, let him come. So if he does not want to come, let him know what? Come. We smiled over it. But still there is a message there. There are people that God have blessed. They are saying, oh, God did not bless me this December. But God blessed you January. This Thanksgiving is an annual Thanksgiving. Count your blessings, name them one. Now, thank you. From January till March. March till June. June till September. September till this moment. What have God done for you? See, the day I discovered this secret, I said to myself, every time, every end of the year, even if I don't have physical cash with me, among the things that God have given me for that year, I must sell one to make sure I have enough to thank God. That one is not borrow, because it is what God gave to me within that same year, and I must. Am I talking to someone here? Then I ask you a question. What do you not see in your heart when thanking God? Remember I said this thanksgiving begins from the heart. It is in the heart, in the place of the heart, inside, that you will decide the truth. You will design the perfect, the good from the bad. Am I talking to someone? The discernment spirit is in the place of the heart. It's not in guessing. This thing I'm about giving God now, does it balance to what God actually gave to me this year? It's a question you must ask yourself. Perfect thanksgiving. Cain gave. But yet God didn't honor it. And Abel gave, and God honored it. Hey! Lord, help me that my sacrifice may be honored by you. That's another prayer point you need to pray before presenting anything. Because the problem is not presenting, the problem is God accepting. It is not Cain giving something that is few. Listen, there are many Cain manifesting in different ways. There are Cain that out of plenty they gave little. There are Cain that didn't give at all. There are Cain that gave plenty out of their plenty, but yet they are eyeing what another man gave. So you ask yourself, what kind of Cain am I? What kind of Cain is manifesting through me? Is it Cain with envious spirit? Some people are giving this thanksgiving. They are envious of what another. Oh, his own is close to shutting my own down. Who told you? Who told you anybody has the right to shut you down? You must understand that in the house of God, nobody is too special. Nobody is too special. It is your services to God that makes you special before God. That's what he offered to God. That's what he offered to God. Sit down, please. Perfect thanksgiving. How does your heart speak to you when giving this thanks? When presenting this gift? That's one question you will ask yourself today. What is my heart telling me? What am I hearing within me? Have I appreciated God the best way? Or have I neglected God? How best will I appreciate this God? Now then again, I tell you, nobody can please God. You cannot use any material things, any material thing on earth to buy God. You can't. So whether you give big or you give plenty, you give small, you cannot buy God. This is just part of your service, showing gratitude to God for what he has done. Open your hands and repeat after me. Say, my Father. That means there are certain thanksgiving, there are certain appreciation you will show. Instead of bringing you blessing, it brings you an attack. Are you hearing me? That's another prayer we'll make today. Because everybody is child of God. But among these children of God, there are people who are agents of darkness. Oh, look at the kind of thing you came to church with for Thanksgiving. But I ask you,